just out of Air Force pilot training. I was assigned to MacDill Air Force Base to fly the F-4 Phantom. There I was, a second lieutenant, 24 years old maybe, flying at 39,000 feet, going Mach 2.5 times the speed of sound. And that was only 65 years after the Wright brothers. How does that happen? How does a kid do that? The first flight by the Wright brothers, they only flew 120 feet in seconds. And now we have airplanes, even a simple airplane like that can go 500 miles. What's aviation done? Gradually, bit by bit, we've improved and moved along. Well, it kind of goes along with, my name, George Harrison.
Right.
Yeah, how many people walked up and said, "Hey, how's it going?" Oh, very original. Go for it. I applied for and was accepted to the Air Force Academy. Went to the Air Force Academy, spent 4 years, and then from there to pilot training. That was 1963. They were training, getting combat ready in the F-4. You'd fly about 4 or 5 times a week. Florida in the summertime was pretty hot. You'd probably sweat off 3 or 4 pounds in a flight. From pilot training, check out the F-4, a couple of combat tours in the F-4.
The United States is indeed at war.
We are at war not only with the Viet Cong of South Vietnam, but with North Vietnam and its strong and dedicated army.
The Anh Drang Valley battle was a very intense ground battle. We flew a lot, 2 or 3 times a day. It was so intense. In a jet, you were in that firefight for 20 or 30 seconds, and the soldiers on the ground were in that firefight 24 hours a day until the battle was over. I have to say, while it was very intense for us, and we lost several airplanes. Joe Rosato was a good friend of mine, and Joe just didn't make it. I constantly think about how much more intense it was for those poor guys on the ground. I did some operational test flying on the F-16 and on the F-15 and on the F-4. We were essentially designing and developing cockpit configurations. A lot of people think that generals can't fly single seat. That is not true. And as you see, there's only one seat in it, so it's me flying it. And my wife does say that is the best portrait of me ever made, because there's a helmet and an oxygen mask and a visor and you can't see my face. So she has a good perspective on this whole glory thing. A couple of Pentagon tours, a couple of command tours. In the blink of an eye, after 35 years, it was all over. I retired and went to work for Georgia Tech Research Institute. Leaving Georgia Tech, we decided to go someplace we really wanted to be, which is Peachtree City. Airport is convenient, good friends down here, nice environment. We're happy with it. I got involved with Commemorative Air Force.
Airbase Georgia is part of the Commemorative Air Force. Our mission is to educate, inspire, and honor through flight and living history, the greatest generation of all time. We do it with our aircraft, allow people to see these vintage World War II aircraft, to be able to get up close and touch them, to be able to buy a ride in them.
We do it because we enjoy it, because we think it's a good thing to do, preserving history, preserving the knowledge of all that went before, and occasionally motivating young people to move into this great aviation career. It's not that a career in aviation is terribly difficult, it's just that a lot of people don't think about it. They get on an airliner, there's somebody up front that you never see, and off you go. Well, that guy started out as a high school kid who wanted to fly.
Everybody who comes here to restore these beautiful aircraft, to maintain them, to fly them, to talk to the public, everybody here is a volunteer.
That sheet aluminum will be aircraft parts. And think about the talent that it takes to look at that, envision what to do with a big cutting machine or a bending machine, lathes, to produce something useful on an airplane. "250 years means that we've existed for a long time with a political system that, while not perfectly executed, actually has almost perfect aspiration. I hear people every now and then say our partisan divisions are worse now than they have ever been. Well, during the Civil War, our partisan divisions were such that we killed each other. We've gone through some very painful times, but I think the encouraging thing about the 250th anniversary is that as a nation, we've learned from all that stuff. It's important to understand where we've come from and where we need to go from here.
The Georgia Aviation Hall of Fame on this April 29, 2023, proudly inducts Major General George B. Harrison.
He really doesn't consider himself a hero, I don't think, even though most of us believe he is. You know, he sacrificed for us. But he's just kind of a more or less quiet, modest kind of a guy that happens to be a retired two-star general.
His eardrums are still ringing.